According to the 2012 Labour Force Survey, unemployment in the country currently stands at 27% and just over 40% amongst the youth of 15 to 29 years old. The Mutual and Federal Namibia's Managing Director recommended increased investment in education and skills development, infrastructure, small and medium enterprises, and the agricultural sector, as well as value addition. He said targeted investment in such sectors will aid the fight against unemployment, especially amongst the youth. Ngikemba recommended that Namibia, as a dry country dealing with the drought situation, should use underground water for irrigation purposes to boost agricultural production.
Actually have quite a lot of underground water in the Tume Oshikoto area, and they've told us the other day we've got quite a lot of underground water in that area between Enana and Okongo. So what is it that stops us from actually extracting that water and basically just pumping it to the areas where we need it and use it for irrigation?
Ngikemba further called for favorable tax regimes for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, that would allow such a sector to flourish. Successful assistance to SMEs have aided countries such as Taiwan and China to deliver a strong employment growth and reduce inequality within the populations.
Over 100,000 people were employed by SMEs, while statistics also said SMEs created over 16,000 new jobs annually compared to about 4,000 created by big business annually in Namibia, which tells us that SMEs create 4 times more jobs annually than big corporates, although, of course, we know that incomes from SMEs would be substantially lower than those associated with corporate jobs. But all this job creation has been happening in an environment that is optimally supportive of the SME sector.
Education and skills development is another area that can decrease unemployment, as shown by the latest Labour Force survey, citing that people with tertiary training struggle less to find employment. He thus called for priorities to be placed on fields of studies that directly support Vision 2030 to ensure adequate skills to implement the country's plans.
The second adjustment would relate to our prioritization of tertiary level courses which we fund through public coffers. I do not want to minimize the importance of any field of study, but I'd propose that we prioritize the fields of study that directly support Vision 2030. We can always do other things, but I think we need to prioritize specifically the courses that we fund through the public budget or government budget, those fields of study that we know will directly actually give impetus to our aspirations as a nation in terms of Vision 2030. And we need to be very deliberate about this choice.
He also called on the private sector to provide more than just commercial funding to government by getting involved in providing skills for public projects as part of their contribution to growing the country's economy.